All right. So we're still in the temperate forest. We're still in the temperate latitudes, and we have areas that get enough rainfall for trees. So we talked about the temperate grasslands. They don't get enough rainfall throughout the year for trees. The Mediterranean climate, they only get rain in winter. And we had said that we have these fire adapted plants that tend to keep the forest from moving into these areas. And then we have these other two biomes where we have enough rainfall for to get forest, and we have the biome that we live in. This is the temperate deciduous forest. Pittsburgh, that's us. This is where we have plenty of rain. Don't worry, we have plenty of rain in Pittsburgh. We all know that. And so a deciduous tree is a tree that loses its leaves. So around here, so the way photosynthesis works is you have to have, we had said CO2 and water and sunlight, and you produce energy. Well, water is frozen in winter, so the trees shut down. In winter, there isn't water available for photosynthesis. So in a temperate deciduous forest, the plants, the trees, are adapted to lose their leaves. And then when it warms up and water is available, they grow some more leaves and they start photosynthesizing. Now, some parts of the deciduous, some parts of the temperate portions of the earth either don't have enough rainfall for this kind of tree to really be successful, or you have sandy soil where you have a lot of rain, but the water drains away in the soil. In both of these environments, we get pine forest or what we call coniferous forest, temperate coniferous forest. And this is where water is limiting, but there's still enough to have a forest. You just have a different kind of tree. And so in the pine forest, if you think about those pine needles and you think about evaporation, well, there isn't much surface area on a pine needle, so they don't lose the water. They lose nowhere near as much water as a leaf. An oak tree or a sycamore, whatever, there's a lot of surface area for evaporation. So in the pine forest or coniferous forest, this can be spruce and fir as well. Don't let me confuse you. Or redwood or sequoia. These are areas where we have trees that don't lose their leaves. Needles are leaves. They don't lose their needles, and they're resistant to drying out because they have such a small surface area. Now, what is unique about the temperate coniferous forest, this is where we have the largest trees in the world. They're 2,000 years old, and they're over 100 meters tall. Make sure you watch the videos that are posted, embedded in here, about the researcher who is searching for the largest tree in the world. And there's a fella who is out there doing this, and you know how he does it? So if you go out in the woods and you say, well, that is a big tree over there, well, how do you know how tall it is? Well, the way you do it is you climb it. You go to the very top of it, you take a tape measure, you drop it down. And when you drop it down, you can accurately measure how tall the tree is. He has an amazing story that he's going to tell. I'll tell you, I give it away a little bit, but he was talking one time in a different link that I don't have up there. He was talking about how they were measuring one of these trees. And when you're talking about going up and studying these giant trees like this, you don't just climb it. Okay, Fred, we've got the measurement. Let's leave. No, they spend a few days in the tree. And it's just like mountain climbers. They have tents and things that they hang from the limbs, and they study the tree. They study other aspects of the tree as well. So one night they were talking about they were in this gigantic tree, and every time the wind would blow, when it would move in one direction, it would make a weird creaking sound. And it was kind of scary to them because they were 300 feet above the ground. But no big deal. In the morning, they finished up the work and they packed their stuff away and they left. And the next month they went back. These are long-term studies that they're doing. The next month they went back, the tree had fallen. If it had fallen when they were in there, there would be not a chance in a million that any of them would have survived. But anyway, that's just a fun little anecdote to throw in here about temperate coniferous forest, the place where we have the world's largest trees.